Alright, so let's begin modeling our modular building. So this building is going to be very different from the ones that we made before, meaning that I'm only going to model one floor and I'm going to add additional elements to it. So then once we begin to set up our scene, we're going to use all of those additional elements to create the variations of our floors using a particle system in order to generate the different variations. So let's begin. First off, I'm going to select everything and press delete to delete. Then I'm going to add a cube, and I'm going to go to the modeling tab and press A to select everything. Now let's go to front view and press G and Z and hold Control to drag it up so our origin point is underneath our cube. Then press tab again to go back to object mode and press N to open the item properties. Now here let's increase the dimensions by 30, by 20, by 2. I'll press N to collapse that menu. Now press tab to go back to edit mode and let's add loop cuts on the Y and on the X axis. So one on the Y, double click. I'll press 3 to select faces, select this face and add another loop cut on the X axis. Now press 3 again and hit Control, hold Control and hit plus multiple times. Now hold Shift to deselect the faces that we don't want to delete and press delete and select faces. Now let's add a mirror modifier on the X and on the Y axis, and let's select the front face, and then let's go to front view. Now let's add one loop cut, and let's bring it in to the right side, so G and X, hold Control, and drag it to the right, like this. Now press 3, select this face, and let's go to top view. Now let's zoom in and press E and Y, and hold Control to drag it out 2 units. Like this. Now press 3 and only delete these 2 faces. Don't delete the ones on the top, which I'm going to show you later on why. And then let's add 5 loop cuts to this face. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's repeat the process to adding additional elements. So go to front view, press 3, select this face, and add loop cut in the center, and then G and X, and move it to the left where it's about 2 units in. And now let's repeat the process for the rest of this. For G and X, move it to the left, Control R, G and X, move it to the left, perfect. Control R, double click, G and X, move it to the left, Control R, double click, G and X, move it to the left. Again, G and X if you did this problem, so you can fix it again. And then once again, Control R, double click, G and X, and move it to the left. And for the last one, I'm not going to add those loop cuts like I did because this is the face I was extruding. So let's add the elements for the windows. So 2 loop cuts on the X axis and double click. Now let's go to front view, press S and Z to scale them out. Now zoom in, and then G and Z, hold Control, and drag it up where it's about 3 units in. Now press 3 and select the faces that are going to be our windows. Then press E and Y to move it in, and let's change the movement to be 0.2. Now let's go to the left side, and let's add 1 loop cut in the center of this face. And now select one of those, hold Control, and select the last one to make a selection in that line. Now press E and X and move it to the left. And let's change the direction to be 0.3. And again, delete only the faces that are down and on the side, like this. Now let's add additional elements to these windows. So first then I'm going to go to the one on the left. So press 2 on the keyboard, select the edges around that hole that we made by holding Shift, and then press F to fill it, and then right click, separate selection, press tab, and you notice that that selection was separated from the building itself, but it also duplicated the mirror modifier. So we need to disable it on the X-axis, so we don't need it on this side because I'm going to create a lot of variations for every single window. So press tab, select this face by pressing 3, and then E and Y to drag it out. Now press tab again, and let's hide the main building. and then select this cube, which is the variations for our windows, and press Tab, select the back face and delete it. So we have something that looks like this. Now unhide this one again, press 3 to select the faces, then Control R, and let's add 5 loop cuts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Now press Tab again to go back to object mode, and let's add a wireframe modifier. Now let's decrease the thickness. So it's around by 0.006, something like this. Perfect. Now hit apply to bake that in. So we have that wireframe modifier as it originally should be. Now let's go to the left side. Select this face right here by pressing 3 on the keyboard. Then press Shift D to duplicate it, and then right click, separate selection. Press Tab again, select this face and disable it on the X-axis so we don't have to see it right here. Then press Tab, 3, then select the face, E and Y to extrude it out. Then press 2 on the keyboard to select edges, select the lower edge and then E and Y again. And then G and Z to move it down. So we have some kind of a cover. But you'll notice that I moved it to the left side, so don't worry about it. Just press Ctrl Z multiple times, then E and Y, then G and Z to move it down, like this. Now press Tab again. Let's hide the main building. Select this cube right here, which is the cover, then press Tab and delete the back face. Now show that cube again. Let's go to this face right here, press 2. Now again, let's select the edges around the hole, like that. F to fill it, right click, separate selection. Press Tab again, select this face, which is the cube that we've separated, and then disable the mirror on the X-axis, so we only see it on these two sides. Then press Tab, and let's add, press 1 to select vertices. Now select this vertice and this one, and press J, and this one, J. Now press Tab, let's add again a wireframe modifier, and let's decrease the thickness. So somewhere around here, so 0.005, like that. Now hit apply to bake it in. Now let's go to this side, press Tab. Now let's select all of these faces again, press F, and then right click, separate selection. Now press Tab again to go back to object mode, select this face, and disable the mirror modifier on the X. Now press Tab again right here. Let's add loop cuts on the sides. So let's add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this, and delete the ones that are in between. So we have something that looks like this. Now go again to this side right here, and now let's import the object that we already made, which was the AC unit. So go File, Import, and select OBJ. Go to the folder where you have the source files for the course, go to Models, AC, and then select AC OBJ. There we have it. Now let's press Tab here and press G and X, then G and Y to move it right here into position. Now let's go to front view, press S to scale it down, then G and Z to move it up, and then G and X to move it slightly to the left, like this. Now let's go to top view, then change to wireframe mode, and let's bring this object to touch the base of the cube or the floor that we're currently modeling. So we have something that looks like this. And now press Tab, select the object, and merge it together. So with holding Shift, select all of the objects that we have right here in our scene collection, then right-click Join, and name it AC, just in case. And now let's add a mirror modifier. So mirror. Now we need to change the direction to be on Y, like this. So I have something that looks like this. Then press Apply, and then go to Object, Set Origin, Origin to Center of Mass Surface. Then press S to scale it down, then G and Z, and G and X to move it to the side, and again go to Top View, go to Wireframe Mode, and then G and Y to touch the base of our mesh. So we have something that looks like this. Now let's add more elements to this side. Press Tab, select this face, then press Shift-D to duplicate it, and then right-click, separate selection. Press Tab again to go back to object mode, select that object that we've separated. Now disable the X mirror, and then Tab, E and S, like this, then E and Y again to extrude, and then let's add a few loop cuts right here, like that. Now select these faces right here, then right-click and select Triangulate where you're in face selection, and then press Tab again to go back. Now hide that mesh, press Tab again here, select everything on the sides that we've made. So let's select all of the sides, like this. Then press Delete, select faces, so we have something that looks like this. And now let's add another wireframe modifier. Now let's decrease the wireframe to be somewhere around here. Perfect. And I'll hit apply. Now let's unhide that cube so we have something like this. Now I need to add variations to the other side of this building floor, so I need to bake in the mirror modifier. Now let's go to this side, and let's start off by selecting this face right here. Press F, then right-click, separate selection. Press Tab again to go back to object mode. Now select this face or object that we've separated. Let me bring this down so you can see what I'm doing. Now let's add a mirror modifier on the y-axis and disable the x-axis so we have something that looks like this. Perfect. Now press Tab, select this face, and now let's bring it in like this, and then E and Y to move it in, then select delete faces and delete this one as well. So we've made something that looks like this. So it's like a wireframe mode, oh sorry, frame. Now press 2, let's zoom in, select this edge in between, this one, and I'll select this one and press F to fill it. So we have something that looks like this. Press Tab, and now we have that. Now I'm going to duplicate this variation right here. So go to front view. Now Shift-D, G and Y, G and X, move it to the left, move it to the side, and now I can see which window I'm at because I'm in solid mode, so I need to change into wireframe mode. So G and X, move it to the left, like this. Perfect. And now I'll leave this one as they are because I need some windows to be empty. So now let me organize everything. So this is the AC. This is the duplicate of the AC. So I'll name this one. Actually, it is named, so AC001. This one is the floor. This one are the window frames. Select this one. This should be the window cover. Now select this one, window frames.001. Select this one, window frames.002. And this one should be fence.001. So now let me organize everything into folders. So I'll name a new collection floors. And let me drag this one in here, name this one floor again 01. Now this one I'll call additional elements. Now how can I create more variations from this what I have so far? So first off,